This is the Art Beauty Podcast where we tell the real truth about the fake shit. I'm Amber. Today, my fabulous and gorgeous co-host is Miss Danielle Frank. She is the spokesperson for Olaplex. She used to be the head of education there, and she also is the host of a fabulous beauty podcast called Beauty Uncovered. Welcome to the show.
I have been looking forward to this all week. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for showing up. And I have to say, I love talking to a fellow podcaster who has a beautiful setup there. Where are you zooming in from?
From Florida. Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm actually a native New Yorker, but I moved down to Florida about 7 years ago. I love the warmth.
You know what?
Snow.
I always say, so my family, my parents are now, they used to be in Boca, they're in Delray. My husband and I are both, it's not if we're going to move, it's just when. So he works in news. Our jobs are kind of tied right here to New York right now, but I cannot wait to live in Florida, period.
Different lifestyle. It's breathable.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky enough to live not far from Cape Canaveral, so I get to see rocket launches from my backyard. Oh,
that is amazing.
Pretty
What
cool.
is that like?
You know what? The whole house starts to shake. Normally, I'm sad to admit I miss them sometimes because by the time your house is shaking, you go outside, you only see the puff of smoke that's gone up.
Right.
But if I catch it in time, it's pretty cool being able to see it go up. It's all the neighbors are usually out. I'm just usually the last one.
I love it. Now, do you guys I feel like with SpaceX from Canaveral, I feel like it was a big SpaceX launch. I remember watching and then they landed back again.
My youngest is only 12 years old, and so many of his classmates' parents work at SpaceX or are astronauts. So it's like, he's growing up going, I'm going to be an engineer one day. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, yes. Great. Amazing. Sure. Do it. Wow. Okay. I mean, that is pretty darn cool. And I have to say, you mentioned the Florida weather, and I find people are like, it's so hot in the summer. I've spent summers there, and I feel like nothing is worse than New York City in like the dead of July, August, where it's just swampy, right? Like you got the humidity, and there in Florida, you have the humidity, but you know what? How's this for a segue? Lucky for us, we have fabulous products to help tame that frizz and keep our manes under control no matter what the weather is. So you can see here, I am a huge fan of Olaplex. For everybody listening, this podcast is not sponsored. I bring you products that I love, that I believe in. And I think one of the most amazing things, I've worked in beauty now for, I feel like 1,000 years. And every professional hairstylist I talk to loves Olaplex, especially the colorists, right? Because that's really where it was born. And I really think that when you have a product that professionals really believe in, that says a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I know. So were you a hairstylist ever?
Yes. Actually, I remember purchasing Olaplex the month it came out with the professional distributors. And I have platinum blonde hair. Right. I'm not naturally blonde.
Really?
No way, shape, or form. No, I'm like a level 5, pretty dark. But my hair used to like break off like needles of an old Christmas tree. It just was like basically what you had to expect when you're going that light.
Yeah.
So the first time when I heard all the buzz about Olaplex, you're kind of like, I was trained in an intercoiffure salon in New York, very high standards. We were taught to be very discerning. It's very easy to go, oh, look, something shiny. I want to try something new. So I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. Immediately, it changed the way my hair felt. Like I felt as though it was before I ever lightened my hair. So right there, I knew, okay, wait a second, this is something special.
Yeah.
As I did more research and you start to understand the chemistry, you were realizing that this product was doing something that no product could ever do. It was literally, we say the word and we throw it out a lot, game changer.
Right.
But it really was. It was something that in our textbooks as hairstylists, it says you cannot repair disulfide bonds, expect a haircut. Now we're in a scenario where we get to repair that.
Right. Game
Amazing.
changer. And not just for people who are going super, super blonde. You know, I used to do highlights forever. And my original co-host of this podcast, Ryan, owned a salon in New York City. And he had told me about this. And I remember I was in the chair somewhere else. Sorry, Ryan, if you're listening to this, but before he started doing my hair. And the guy was like, you should do this Olaplex. You're highlighting your hair. And I was like, are you just trying to upcharge me for something I don't need? And then when I met Ryan, Ryan was like, no, this is the real deal. So like you said, really, it started in the professional capacity, right? Because that was number one, right? Which you still can't buy. 1 and 2 were the treatments that you would do like during the color process and then right after, right?
You could, well, yes, you would add the number 1 to the formula, and then you would finish it with the number 2. Or you could, if you had really, really big problems, and you still can do this, they have the professional strength where you can get a treatment done where it's just Olaplex to make your hair stronger. So it really was amazing. And I started incorporating with all of my clients, like you said, whether they were blondes or brunettes or, you know, virgin hair. Believe it or not, we do really unfortunate things to our hair from day to day. We whip out that blow dryer, the flat iron, the curling iron, you know, we get a little overzealous sometimes with how we treat our hair. So the best thing to
happen to my hair was COVID. Except for the fact that I had it and then I was like losing some of it, but just the fact that almost for a year, I wasn't coloring. I wasn't blowing it out. I wasn't heating it. I wasn't doing anything to it. And I really saw a difference in the hair quality. I mean,
absolutely.
But now we're back to like, I'm beating you up. And today it's funny. I was going to throw like a little bump and wave in it because I'm super lazy with my hair. So I will try it with just like the flat paddle brush, which my friend who's a hairstylist is like, girl, get a round brush in your thing. But I'm just lazy. So I blow it out and then I'll just throw some curls in it and call it a day. But I wanted people to see. So we're here today talking about a new launch, right? Because I think everybody at now is familiar with Olaplex. Just launched less than 2 weeks ago. It's the number 9 Bond Protector Nourishing Hair Serum. Game changer. Hate to bring that back. And I want to talk about all this, but I wanted to leave it straight today because I use this today. And, you know, I get a lot of stuff on my desk. And the first thing I want people to know is can you see like how shiny it is?
Yes.
And I feel like it looks and feels amazing. So talk to us about this. Cause when I first opened this bottle, cause I've used a lot of the other products, I was expecting more of like a cream and it's not. Nope. It's like a clear gel texture.
It's a serum.
It's a serum.
And it's absolutely wonderful. I think what is really fabulous about Olaplex is that we've really changed the way that a lot of people talk about hair now. You know, back in the day, it was like, okay, you bought shampoo, conditioner, and whatever products that's going to make it do whatever you want it to do, right?
Right.
But now it's becoming more of a conversation of like skincare for hair care.
Right.
You're actually trying to actively work on your hair health, protecting it. The truth is that when your hair is not doing well, there is nothing more of a self-esteem killer than that. You gotta walk around with it. You know,
I always say a good hair day is a great everything else day, right? Like it's like if you're having great hair day, you're like, who cares that whatever else is going on? You're like, my hair looks fabulous.
Right. And I think the great thing is that what we've learned from this journey is, again, talking about the things that we do to our hair, because we do things to our hair, you know, even right down to brushing your hair with when it's wet. You know, you're pulling that hair fiber. It's not always going to snap right back, you know, and
putting it up in a bun when it's wet, which I still do. And just because I'm, again, lazy, and you can see the breakage.
So much of a problem with the bun, though. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with they pull it back super tight. And you ever see people with the breakage that's all around the hairline? It's because, you know, obviously they're pulling it back way too tight and they're stretching the hair fiber and it just snaps, right?
That to me, I'm a millennial. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember. I feel like back in the 90s, everybody did the half up. I don't even know if you're old enough to remember this. The half up, half
Girl,
down
I turned
ponytail.
50 this week.
Shut up. Oh my gosh. You look like you're like in your 20s or 30s. Wow.
I have beautiful lighting in here.
Amen to that, honey. Oh, I love living in the future. I feel like, I'm in my 40s and people are like, you don't look like you're 40. I'm like, yeah, I do. But this is what 40 looks like now. So woohoo.
Well, wow. You know what? It's like I said, it's that skincare. You take care of yourself just like you take care of your hair.
Your hair. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I think that right now we're looking at, of course, we've been addressing all the things that we do to our hair, right? But now we want to look at beyond that. We want to look at obviously the other factors that we can't always control, which is our environment, pollution, water damage. All those things can enter in your hair. Your hair, and I'm not sure if a lot of people realize this, it's kind of like a barometer for what's going on around you. Right. You hear about the people that get the hair testing and stuff like that, and they find all these different things in it. Unfortunately, with the environment, the hair is the place where it goes. Right. And yes, it does affect the quality of the hair. Ask any woman that tries to get highlights and they have mineral deposits in their hair. They're going to see smoking coming out of that foil. Right. So now we're having something that is really blocking the pollutants and neutralizes free radicals, right? Which is basically the thing that's going to be causing problems inside your hair as well. Right. And this is a new way of looking at hair care, but you got to have an instant gratification too, right? You want to have that thing that you still feel really great about when you're using it. It has, and just look at your hair, that gorgeous satin shine. It's absolutely beautiful. It's like a curtain. I was saying that earlier. I'm like,
and it's like, you can't see, look how easy I can run my hair through it, which is like, you can see it's just soft.
And I do find the manageability and the softness is really remarkable as well. I think that the style memory is amazing. Right. And that is a big issue for me. Right. Yeah. I don't like to wash my hair too often.
Never.
Like maybe like 1 or 2 times a week. So I want to have that style memory. I want to have something that like I could just brush my fingers through it and get it back to the way I want it,
Oh, so this product will help with that?
Yeah, it has. It definitely has style memory. It's great for bounce back curls, which is amazing. If you're a curly girl, we're always looking for that. You have anti-tangle, anti-static. Yes. And it's so funny. I have my girlfriend who has curly hair. She always gets those little knotties, like right at behind the base of her head. Yeah.
Like you're sweating a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And also just, sleeping, and just tangled. Well, she started using this product and here she is being able to put her fingers through her hair. That's huge.
You brought up a really good point because, I think that people listen, Olaplex now has a number of different products, they're all numbered. And I think that sometimes we go into the store and we get like overwhelmed, like, which one do I use? Right. So 4 and 5 are the shampoo and conditioner.
Yes.
I've got here the 0 and the 3, which kind of go hand in hand as your like weekly or bi-weekly treatment. And when I do these, I will post something on social. This is amazing. 6 is more of like your like your leave-in for smoother hair?
I'm not going to even lie. I'm obsessed with number 6.
Okay. Is 6 your fave?
You know what? As a stylist, let me tell you, the most incredible blowouts in your life come out of that one. And it's partially because living in Florida, the humidity is a killer.
So that's
almost like your hair just finds moisture in the air and your hair just pops out like a white dandelion, right. So with that product, I used to have to use so much product just to keep my hair in control. That does it for me.
Okay.
And it's also moisturizing, which is really nice too. So I love that product. And you only need like a pea size, tiny,
very small amount, folks. Then we also have 8. Now, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but this is where I think people, and of course we're going to talk, we've talked about this new serum, which to me is so.
Which, by the way, it's also a heat protectant, the number 9.
The number
which
9
is also
is
up to 450 degrees. So yes, it's protecting against the environment and free radicals and all that. But the beauty of it is that you also are going to get protection if you're going to be using a flat iron, a blow dryer, or whatever.
Gotcha. 8 is more of what? Like your hydration?
Yes, that's a really super hydrating mask. And again, little goes a long way. What I love about that one in particular, as someone that has fine hair, and I feel the same way about our conditioner, but this is definitely more intensive for the moisture.
Okay.
Which certainly for me, I need that.
So like, great. If you're like in a really dry climate, if your hair feels dry, if your hair feels dry.
Well, here we are in spring. We're coming out of the winter where with the heat on in the house and all this, like your hair is dried out. It needs moisture. It's just important to have. And with the number 8, what I love is that it's so weightless. Yeah. So weightless, but so intensely moisturizing. And when you rinse it out, it's almost as if like your hair just sucked it right up. Like you don't really feel all that good coming at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever put the conditioner in your hair and then you're rinsing it out and it's like being pulled off.
So I'm trying to remember now. So this is like another treatment. You put it on and then you wash it out.
No, the number 8, you rinse it out. It's like a conditioner, but it's a mask. It's a mask. You want to ideally leave it on for 10 minutes.
Okay. I'm going to be full disclosure. I've used that before and not rinsed it out. Whoops. Whoopsie.
Yeah. No, it's a mask. So you want to rinse that out. The number 6 you can leave in.
Okay.
But, the 6 and 7 and the number 9 are the ones that you get to leave in when you're styling.
6, 7. I don't have 7 here. 6, 7, 9. Yes. And how, I think, how do we combine these, right? So if we just launched the number 9, which we now know is your serum. It's going to protect again. To me, it sounds like it's your antioxidant face cream, right? Face serum. It's going to protect from the free radicals. Blue light damage. Do we know? Maybe.
Ooh, that I can't answer. I'm not entirely certain.
I feel like I thought it said somewhere that it did, but let's pretend I didn't say that because I don't know.
I was going to say, I do know that it definitely is protecting against a lot environmental. It's an antioxidant. It's free radicals and whatnot.
So with this, I know it's also important to put it on wet or damp hair. Yes. Number 9. So if we are trying to like combine these products, are these meant like, the post we'll call shower shampoo, the 6, 7, 9, are these meant to be combined, used together, stand alone?
I definitely do. I mean, you can use each one standalone if that's what you wanted to do. Right. Everybody has their preference, but I personally use the number 9 first.
Okay.
I see that as almost as if I was, when I'm doing my skin, I will have, my sunblock on,
Right. And it's kind of like that serum, like same thing as skincare. Like it's like the lightest texture to the heaviest, right? Okay. Got it. Cool. Right. Good way to remember.
Well,
and when you use the number 9, it's like a thinner serum. Yeah.
Right. And then the number 6 would normally be the next thing I layer on personally. Okay. And again, very small amount. But I do know a lot of people will take the number 7, which is our bonding oil, which is wonderful, super lightweight. We like to cocktail them together, the 6 and 7.
Oh,
kind of like just get it all done in one shot. Because we can be lazy sometimes.
Yeah.
So you just, emulsify it in your hand, run it through, and then you're done. Unless you want to put a little on while it's dry, the number 7, because you can put that on wet or dry. And I also do find with the number 6, though I have to admit with the number 9, I haven't had as many occasions where I need to do this. With the number 6, sometimes when I've had like a 2 or 3 day hair, and I get like the flyaways when I wake up in the morning, I'll take a teeny tiny bit and just like smooth them down and they're perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I got a beautiful shine.
I saw a really cool tip. I'm pretty sure it was the number 6 too, that guys can use it on their beards.
Oh yeah. My son does. My eldest son,
Wow.
he's 24. And
Right.
yeah, he uses that. He uses the number 3 for treatments. And then he likes to
On his
use
beard.
yeah, no, he does because it
Yeah.
makes it softer and more manageable.
More manageable. I mean, my husband is now like he goes in and out of growing a beard. And I watched that yesterday on the Olaplex website. And I was like,
Mhm.
honey, are we keeping this thing? Because if you want to, great. But like, here, this might be your new friend. Because for men, I think it also gets like itchy, right? So it's like the
Yes.
manageability of softening the hair. And then it's also just like, you don't know
Well,
what's growing
my
or going on
boyfriend
in there.
is my boyfriend is he comes in with the very, very textured hair.
Okay.
And so, there's always the issue of ingrown hairs and all
Yeah.
that other stuff. So he tried growing his beard during the pandemic. He wasn't using anything like that. And he kept on getting ingrowns. And finally he just like got rid of all of it.
Yeah.
And then what happened was this time he decided to grow it because I quite frankly think it looks
You love it.
amazing
I
on
think it
him.
looks sexy too.
And he started using the number 6. Sometimes he will use the number 7. And he's not getting as many ingrown. In fact, my friend was just saying,
Really?
I'm like, oh, his skin's looking really, really good. But I think it's because, like I said, it manages it. It softens, particularly if they have curl, it softens it. It looks amazing. So men, yes, definitely use the number
Use it.
3
Uh-huh.
and, to keep that control and keeping it healthy and strong. And then use the number 6 to control that beard. It's amazing.
A little tip for everybody with the number 3. A while ago, I posted it on my story, and I feel like Olaplex reposted it because they were like,
Ah,
this is a very productive day. But when I have like, whether it's your Sunday or whatever day of the week is like your day to clean or do whatever it is in your you time, like even go and do like a spin class. I like to throw that in my hair and leave it in for like, I think they say 30 minutes, but like I leave it in for 2-3 hours while I'm doing all my chores.
yeah.
First, I'll do the 0, get it kind of wet in the shower. And I'm so glad you guys went back to the spray bottle.
Yes.
They had the squirt thing, which what was a nightmare. Oh, I just got blurry. And then they had the squirt, which was a nightmare. I'm just going to stay blurry. It's going to make me look younger. And then they went back to the squirt bottle, which is much easier. And then I put in the number 3. And I find that if I leave it in for like, a couple hours while I'm doing my chores, vacuuming the house or doing whatever you got to do, it makes such a difference in my hair
Yeah.
quality. It really does.
It's recommended on there with the number 0, put it in, leave it in for
Yeah.
10 minutes, preferably on dry hair, unless you have really thick hair. And
Yeah.
sometimes a little bit of moisture will
Helps.
help it spread, and then put the number 3 directly on top of that. And they say leave it on for 10 minutes, which of course it'll do great things for your hair. But yes, that's a little pro tip right there that you had. Leave it on longer because it's still going to work.
Yeah.
It will dry in your hair.
Yeah.
So once it's dry, it's really not doing anything. So what I was going to say is, the only thing I will say, and this is with any product that dries in your hair stiff, try not to break it up on your own. Rinse it out. Because think about it. If you have hairspray in your hair and you start running your fingers
ripping it out, you're going to rip your hair out.
You're ripping it. You're ripping it.
I find so I'll wet my hair with the 0 to get it wet, set my little Google timer for 10 minutes, then glob this stuff on. And I've got long hair, but a little bit of this goes like a long way. I'd say it probably out of a bottle like this, and I put on a lot, I get 3 or 4 uses easily.
Yeah. I usually say 4 to 5 uses, depending on the length of the hair.
And like my hair is long. So I get 4 uses. I throw it up in my bun. And then I guess, I never realized if it dried because then after I do my chores, I hop right in the shower and it's like, I wash it out with this and it is gorgeous. It is so beautiful. Yeah.
It makes such a huge difference. And it's very funny. I was making a joke with my friends this past weekend. We were talking about the power of Olaplex and really, in all honesty, it's because of the fact that all of us are hairdressers and we've had those clients in our chair, and you just see them transform and then come back a month later and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what you did different or whatever. It really does make a huge difference in our self-esteem. And, but we often kid around how we have one of those like, oh, you've used but you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
Well, and
feeling
that's the
is,
thing, like you said, kind of bringing this full circle. When I talk to my friends who are professional hairstylists, I haven't met one person who's like, Olaplex, nah. I feel like I hear that about, and not to like whatever, but like Orbe, right? Orbe is another line that has kind of garnered this professional love and support. But I find that Olaplex right there, if you are coloring, if you're treating, if you are trying to treat your damaged hair, this is your go-to. And I haven't met anybody who says no. And I was really excited that they came out with this number 9. And now I know if people want to sort of learn more about this and get this, a reminder, this one is for protection, which we need.
yes,
This is
definitely.
going to go on first.
But you're also going to get a
Protection.
beautiful satin shine. You're
Beautiful.
going to get style memory. You're going to get heat protection, which is always a good thing because sometimes we forget those things.
Yeah.
Anti-static, anti-tangle. And if you have any kind of thick hair, anti-tangle is a big thing.
Right.
And you get that great bounce back curl if you have curly hair.
Right.
So the great thing is that, like I said, like skincare for hair care, you are doing the things that you need to do for that self-care.
Right.
Those things that are, making you feel as though you're doing the right things for yourself, protecting your hair from the environment. Like I said, you have that one head of hair, and yes, we do abusive things to it sometimes, but there's some things that almost we feel like it's out of our control, right?
Right.
Now we have something that we can apply that helps give us a little edge. And then the side benefit of your hair looks really awesome when you style with it as well.
With the serum, I know a lot of products in general, if you have longer hair, it's more of like a halfway down, but that's root to tip.
Yes,
the serum?
you can put that root to tip. And like you were mentioning earlier, you do want to put it on damp hair. And the reason why is because the water activates. There's always a delivery system, right?
Right.
So you need that dampness in the hair in order for it to really absorb into the hair. If you're putting it on dry hair, it's not going to be the same effect. As a hairdresser, we can't help ourselves. We want to experiment every which way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, you can, but I don't also believe in wasting product. Do it in damp hair when you get out of the shower. That's the first thing you put on. And then you can start layering on other things that are going to give you whatever it is that you need. If you needed extra moisture, that number 6 is great. If you needed the number 7, you wanted to have a little extra shine in your curl or extra shine on your hair, that number 7 is so lightweight and so wonderful. And you just need a tiny, we always kid around, you actually flip over the bottle and you tap the bottom.
Okay.
And we talk about how we all have our tap number, how many taps to get exactly what you need only.
It's like sleep number. What's your tap number?
Right. What's your tap number? For me, I'm a 2 tapper. I like a little bit. Yeah. And I just emulsify and put it through.
Okay.
I know some people that only do 1 and that's all they need. And then others that, 5 or 6.
Right. Well, I imagine, right. Like if you've got thick, beautiful, curly, coily hair, you could probably use a little bit more. Your hair is going to absorb it a little bit better.
The beauty of Olaplex is that it is appropriate for every single hair type, because I'm sorry, a hair bond is a hair bond is a hair bond. Doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, your gender, or anything.
Right.
Everybody has hair bonds. So this is the great thing about Olaplex. The big difference with the products is how much. So someone with super fine hair, short hair like me is going to be using a lot less product than someone with thick curly hair like my niece.
Right.
Yeah.
Last question, because you mentioned before that the number 9 is going to kind of give you that instant result. But in general, right, if we're somebody out there, if somebody's listening and they're like, boy, my hair is really damaged, I've colored it, I've cut it, whatever they've done, how long before you as like a stylist, when you see people kind of using these products and sort of investing in the system, when do you really start to see a big difference? We know that there's an immediate shine and anti-static and heat protection, but like, what does that transformation look like?
I think it really depends on the person's needs. Now, if you're talking about someone that has fried their hair from like whatever damage it needs, I'm always a firm believer, get to the number 0, number 3.
Okay.
In the first use, you can have up to 68% less breakage.
Right.
Think about that. That's one use, 68% less breakage. That's how quickly you're making your hair stronger.
Wow.
So that's a huge thing for someone that has had persistent issues with their hair. You know, you want to be able to take care of that. And then, like I said, like it is, you know, a system. So if you are someone that has really, really dry hair, the great thing about using the 0 and 3 is that you are repairing the hair, the structure of the hair, so it can accept that moisture and those nutrients. It's like having a leaky bucket and you pour stuff into it, like your moisture, and everything's falling out.
Right.
Now you're sealing that all up and it's able to accept it. So now we have the number 8 and you can take care of that dry hair. You know, with the number 9, the great thing is that, I mean, the truth is with our environment, there's a lot of things that do affect the hair. And it's going to make a difference, but also just the softness.
Maybe
that was the first thing I noticed.
Starting your Olaplex journey, like a really good place to invest would be in, if you've got damage, well, if you've got hair, it doesn't matter, right? So any hair bonds, the 3, the 0, and then maybe also the 9, right? Start that journey where you've got the 3 and the 0 to rebuild that bond, and then the 9 to keep your hair protected, and add on from that. I promise you're going to fall in love with these products. I mean, you can see that I have them all, and I feel like it's done wonders for my hair. And I also like that they're very affordably priced. So this is not, you know, you're not spending $1,000 in salon treatments, which I'm not turning anybody away from, but this is a really affordable thing that we could do to kind of save our hair at home.
And I think that the other great thing is, like you said, less is more. You know, we're not sitting here encouraging you to use gobs and gobs of product.
Right.
You're using the appropriate amount, which is normally not that much. The shampoo, I'm assuming you've used the shampoo.
Yes, you can see. You can see it's like partially used. I had to go and dig it out of my shower and the conditioner. Yes.
So with the shampoo, it is so concentrated, and it looks like, you know, it's around 8 ounce, 8.5 ounce bottle. And you would think, oh my gosh, that's like so small.
But no, I don't wash my hair a lot. Can you see it's like probably up to here, but I feel like this has been in my shower for a month. So, I mean, a little goes a long way.
Yeah. And we actually, you know, because we're so used to having these shampoos and there's so much in it, and you have to squirt it into your hand and just to get a lather. And then, oh gosh, maybe I should do it again. With Olaplex, that shampoo, it's so tiny, because if you put too much, you'll be rinsing your hair out for days,
for years.
Don't do it.
Don't
do it. You need just a tiny bit to get that gorgeous, luxurious lather. And of course, it's just the scent is absolutely.
This smells delicious. You beat me to it. I was like, you know what? Here's the other thing. I want to wrap up. I wish we had smell-o-vision. One day it'll be there, but it is like a fresh, citrusy, beautiful, clean scent, and it's not overpowering. It doesn't feel
it's not going to conflict with your perfume too, because I love my favorite perfume, but it's a nice scent, especially when you're showering.
What is your perfume?
It's nice to be all Livy
and Rose. No, Livy.
Yes. No,
Olivia Bell, the L'Oreal one that Julia Roberts does.
No,
not L'Oreal.
Oh my gosh, no, it's is it Estee Lauder?
Estee Lauder, and I think it's Julia
it's like
Roberts
a pinkish bottle.
Yes, and she does the ads for it in Paris.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And so, like, the great thing is the scent is beautiful when you're doing your shower, and it's just I like to feel when I'm taking a shower, because like I said, I got 3 kids, and you know, you want to have that moment for yourself.
God bless. Yeah.
I want to make it nice and luxurious, and something as simple as a shampoo that smells beautiful, gives a gorgeous lather, it makes all the difference in the world, and it smells beautiful. I'm very much about scents, but the great thing is that it's not so overwhelming,
right,
that it's going to conflict with perfume.
That you're like, so now if people want to, first of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to be on here today.
Oh, this was so much fun. I love it.
If people want to know more about these products, Olaplex.com. Is that where we're sending them?
Absolutely. Go to Olaplex.com. There's all the information you could possibly want. You can also, I mean, if you're more so on social media, by all means, go to Instagram. You
Yeah.
have all of our posts on there. And also, of course, our Insta stories have all those little short things in there as well. I also encourage people to go to Beauty Uncovered.
Oh, I
That
was
would
good.
be
Wait,
fun.
I want to hit that in a minute. On social media, by the way, we are going to be doing a giveaway of the number 9. I saved the best for last. Sorry.
Ooh.
So go to social media. I've got a reel showing how to use it and also the after. Wait until you see the incredible shine from this. But most importantly, tell us about Beauty Uncovered. Where can we get this? What is it about?
I mean, obviously you can go to any place where you're getting your podcasts. But the great thing, I've come to like just love every delicious moment on Beauty Uncovered, because we have these guests that are talking about beauty, health, and wellness. Believe it or not, we really don't talk that much about Olaplex. Actually, not at all.
Oh, well,
not really.
Well, then thank you for coming on here. Good. Okay.
No, it's great. I always love talking about Olaplex, but the great thing is we have these wonderful guests that are talking about what really does bring a beautiful life.
Yeah.
And that can be your financial health. That could be your mental health. That could be your physical health, beauty, makeup, skincare, all of it. And I've learned so much, and I keep on saying, we're kidding around. I'm 50 years old, but the truth is I'm still growing every day. And I encourage people to do that too. And there's nothing more delicious than being in the position to be able to empower people. It's a great feeling.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, it is why that we do the Art Beauty podcast, because I love it. I get to meet fabulous women like yourself, fabulous men, creators, beauty entrepreneurs, people in the fitness world. And like you said, it's like, I guess I am like that damaged hair shaft. It's like, give me more, give me more moisture, give me more everything. Like, I want to soak it all in, because I don't know, it's stuff that I love. And I hope everybody at home really feels the same. I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
When do your episodes air?
Oh, they air on Mondays is when we have interviews with different experts and really leaders in the industry that really give great information that are actionable, things that you can do every day. And then on Thursdays, we kind of have our after hours chat where we, I invite friends over, or even some of our listeners, they write into beautyuncovered@olaplex.com. Or email, and they tell us what their beautiful life, what brought beauty into their life. And it could be anything. And I'll invite them on and we'll have a conversation about it, because I think it's really, everybody learns something from everybody. You don't always have to be an absolute expert. Experience sometimes is right there.
Right? I mean, listen, like you said, if you've got hair, you need this product. Like, if you've lived a life, you're an expert in something, trust me.
Yeah, right. No, I agree 110%. So yeah. And so it's a little bit different speed on Thursdays, but it's fun. It's just a chill conversation, normally drinking coffee and hanging out. But on Mondays is our expert day. And that's always a lot of fun.
Danielle, thank you again for being with us, really. And everybody at home, I hope you will definitely check out Beauty Uncovered. I hope you'll check out the Olaplex number 9. You could win it if you go to Instagram @ArtBeautyPodcast, @Olaplex. We'll have it posted on both. And if you have any questions you want me to pass along to Danielle or the team at Olaplex, I'm always happy to do that. You can write me at hello@artbeautypodcast.com. Find us on Facebook and Instagram @ArtBeautyPodcast. Here on YouTube @Art Beauty Podcast. And as always, we will see you next Tuesday. Bye.
I mean, I have platinum blonde hair.
Right.
I'm not naturally blonde.
Really?
No way, shape, or form. No, I'm like a
for you.
level 5, pretty dark. But my hair used to like break off like needles of an old Christmas tree. It just was like basically what you had to expect when you're going that light.
Yeah.
So the first time when I heard all the buzz about Olaplex, you're kind of like, I was trained in an intercoiffure salon in New York, very high standards. We were taught to be very discerning. It's very easy to go, ooh, look, something shiny. I want to try something new. So I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. Immediately, it changed the way my hair felt. Like I felt as though it was before I ever lightened my hair.